What's happening, Hoodlum Gang? Welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of the most notorious Cliccs in San Diego. Y'all been enjoying the last two. This is part 3. Like I said, I don't know how many parts I'm coming with, but I figured I'd give y'all another one before I get up in this gym. If you happen to be new to the channel and you want to become a member of the Hoodlum Gang, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave me a comment, share the video, tell a friend, hit that notification bell, and go on over to IG and follow me at Hoodie from the Hood. Now, once again, I'm still seeing people name like Cliccs that wasn't a part of hoods, that wasn't really out here activated. They might have been pimping, they might have been hustling, but for the most part was neutral, wasn't Crip or Blood, so they don't fit the criteria. Also, some of y'all's a little impatient. Y'all naming Cliccs. Like I said, this is a multiple part series, so I haven't gotten to some of the ones y'all may think deserve to be on the list. So with that being said, be patient, stay tuned, homie. They all coming. Hey, homie, if you've been around, you know who was ringing bells. And like I said, everybody gonna get their shine. Ain't nothing biased over here. We're giving everybody their props, no matter where you from, because steel sharpens steel. With that being said, we're gonna kick it off with another Click. We're gonna take it over to Lincoln Park again. Some of y'all was asking me about the termite squad and the monster squad. I mean, obviously that was before my time. I heard about them, you know what I'm saying? So obviously they was kicking up dust. There's another Click that they was older than me, but their name was ringing bells. And we had a few encounters with these dudes. And that's going to be the Murder Gang. Anybody in San Diego, you heard about the Murder Gang, Lincoln Park Murder Gang. These dudes was treacherous, homie. And they was doing their thing. Now, these dudes is probably in their mid-40s right now. Maybe early 40s. Yeah, early to mid-40s right now. And they was getting cracking. I'm gonna give y'all a story because the homie Bull, he probably never come tell the story. So I'm gonna tell the story. I wasn't there. I was locked up. This was 2006. I was in Camp Barrett. I was gone for half that year. And nothing happened as far as anybody actually getting shot or unalived, so I could tell this story. Even though the individual was trying to get him one, for sure. So, like I said, this is the summer of 2006. Now, this year was hot. I ain't talking temperature-wise. I'm talking about the streets scorching. I think us, the hood, I think we lost 4 homies that year. Maybe even 5. We for sure lost 4 homies that year. And, well, yeah, I'm going to say 4. Yup. Lil Smash, FIP. Aaron, FIP. JS, FIP, even though that didn't happen in San Diego, that was out of town. And Big Smoke, FIP. That was 4 homies. And then I got shot that year. And I believe some other homies got shot that year. I believe a homie got shot when Aaron got, you know, when he lost his life. I believe that another homie had got shot, but he survived. So it was just a lot going on, you know what I mean? And this was no different. So they was chilling one night. We had a main street called Harley, right off 47, technically on 46, but you know, it was like a cul-de-sac street. This was headquarters. Everybody know about Harley Street. You had to go there. If you wasn't going there, if you wasn't hanging out, if you wasn't politicking, you wasn't in the mix like that. That's just the reality of the situation. You had to go to Harley at some point. The Legion was right there. The American Legion was right there on 47th and Harley. And it was cracking. And this was one of them nights where the homies was hanging out. And I think it was like 1:30 in the morning. And in the store, Perry's, which we call Tortilla Flats. That's what the store is called. Well, at least we call it that. But Perry's Liquor is up the street. They closed at the time at 2 in the morning. I think they might close at 1 now because a lot of stuff was happening. In another story, I think I told this story, but after I got shot and I got a cast on, and I got the bandages on me, all that gauzed up, and we got cracked on in front of that store. Like, yeah. So this was later on in the year, 2006. I'm trying to tell you, just right after I got shot, maybe 2-3 weeks after I got shot, I'm with the homies. We stopped at the store and yeah, almost got shot again. But that's because they had just lost a homie. So yeah, it was off the chain. So the homies is like, we finna go get a bottle. This is Baby Bull and several other homies, maybe about 4 other homies. But they parked on 47th Street. So like I said, it's a cul-de-sac, and then they up on 46. I guess it was like, from what the homie told me, it was about 30 homies up there. It was a gang of homies up there, and they bumping music, whatever the case. And so the homies walk down towards 47th. Right when they get to 47th and Harley, right on the corner, it's a stop sign, and it's a brown gate right there, like a fence, a wooden fence. And for some reason, it's a dude standing right there, but all the homies walk past him. They just kind of keep going past the dude. Now, I don't know if they thought he was a smoker. I don't know what kind of, I don't know. I know the homie told me he had a hoodie on. This is Bull, because Bull the last one, he was kind of lagging behind. He had a hoodie on, and he had a flannel on top of it. I don't know why. Hey, it's hot. It's summertime. I don't care if it's nighttime. It's kind of hot. So anyways, Bull seen, and Bull say, "What's up, cuz?" And he said he was leaned against the fence, and he like came up off the fence, and he was like, what'd he say? He said, with that Lincoln Park murder gang, like. And the homie said he looked, and he kind of like backed up like, oh, for sure, that's what's up, you know what I mean? Because he ain't got it on him. And old boy come out the thing, and he turned, and old boy get cracking. He said he had a long revolver, chrome. The homie said he get cracking. Boom, boom, boom. The homie, he doing some zigzagging, whatever the case. And, you know, it's only about 6 shots in him. So he busts like 3-4 times at Bull. Bull running back up towards the homies now. The other homies take off running down 47. And another homie that was getting chased down 47 said, he kept saying, "On murder gang, I'm unalive, y'all." But you know what he said. But he didn't get cracking no more on them. He just got off on Bull, and then he chased him, and then he disappeared somewhere into the darkness. Like wherever he came from, I don't know if he is at somebody's house over there or whatever the case was, but he got cracking on the homies that night, and he let it be known he was from murder gang. Then Bull got back up there with the homies, and he telling them like, nigga, we just got bust on. Like I said, they up there drinking, they bumping music loud. They don't even believe the homie. They like, what? Like, where the rest of the homies go? Like, they kind of like, man, you ain't not believing the homie like that. So he hot. You know what I mean? Anyways, that was just one little story. And then obviously, if y'all follow my homie Earl Chapo and Earl Chapo Media, he was telling the story of how a young dude was unalived further down the street in the apartments, Harbor View. And yeah, man, it's just, you know, I don't want to get too deep into that because I don't know if that dude trying to get an appeal or whatever he got going on, but he was allegedly from Murder Gang too. And yeah, man, they said he was bouncing out with a trench coat on, you know what I mean, and pulling that little double barrel out and getting cracking. You know, homies are come through looking for him, and he already posted up outside. He got the drop on the homies, you know what I mean? They don't know until it's too late. They hear shit flying past their head. They looking for him. He was already waiting, you know what I mean? And that dude was already in his mid-20s at the time, and the homies is 17, 18, 19, you know what I mean? They playing catch-up. This dude is already a veteran in war, you know what I mean? But anyways, that's the Murder Gang. They was rapping at the time too. They got stuff you could probably still find on YouTube. You probably just got to put in Linkin Park or something and it'll pop up. But that's a common theme too. It was a lot of music going on at this time, a lot of dissing each other way back then, early 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 type of time. But yeah, Linkin Park Murder Gang definitely had to go on this list. 2. Now, I haven't really ran into too many of these dudes, but I used to always see it hit up. I may have met one of them, and that was I guess the Villa Locos from San Isidro. Villa, whatever. It's like them little apartment project looking things. San Isidro is a neighborhood that's really on the border. That's the last neighborhood. They hood sits right next to the little outlets, the shopping centers or whatever, and then obviously the border's right there. So if you in the car, if you live in San Isidro and you in the car, like you could be at the border in like 2 minutes. But they hood sits right there across. You could come outside on your balcony if you live in apartments and you could literally see TJ. If you at the park playing basketball, you could literally see TJ. But they got several Cliccs, and I don't know if that's the deepest one, but I used to always see SY, Vadio SY, San Isidro. The Y makes the E sound, if you don't know that. And Villa Locos. I used to always see that. That was just, I seen other Cliccs, but them dudes seem to have been deep. I would see roll calls hit up. I'm like, damn, these dudes is deep. And Cedro is a reputable gang in South San Diego. And yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I haven't had too many run-ins with them, but I know that that was a prominent Clicc just based on what I seen. Of course, y'all gonna let me know more in the comments. So I had to give them their props. The third Clicc is getting hot in this car, and I need to get up in this gym. The third Clicc, hey man, like Bray say, man, we ain't started nothing. We don't want no problems, you know. But at the same time, it is what it is. And just like I said, the dudes from Skyline was the CK Riders. You had a Clicc, a Notorious Clicc in my hood, which happens to be the 211s, not to be confused with the 211s in Linwood, who actually, ironically, don't get along with neighborhoods. And it just happened to be the Clicc that I'm from. The 211s, the second letter of the alphabet being a B, the 11th being a K. That's just it. There ain't no disrespect. It is what it is. That's what type of time we was on. And yeah, the 211 gang. Everybody know about that. Or the TEs. We refer to ourselves as TE. Same thing. Everybody in the city know about 211. little brief history of 211. 211 was, I say the initial idea came out maybe in the late 90s, 98, 99. Now, initially, 211 was going to be neighborhood and West Coast. At some point, it was like, nah, we not doing that. They got their cliques, we got our cliques. We allies, but we two separate gangs. We not finna do that. I wasn't at the round table. I was about 10, 11 years old. So, but that's how it was, you know, kind of told to me. And I knew them dudes, obviously. My brother was one of the original members. There's 4 original members. It's Young Loc, who, you know, he's really the founder. And then you got Baby G. And then you got my brother, Tiny Stick. And then you got Jukebox. Then was the 4 original members. Then Young Loc ended up going to YA for about 2 years. He got out about, what, 2.5, 3 years, whatever. He got out in 2002. While he was gone, it kind of lost steam and nobody was really pressing it. And then he got out in 2002 and it was back on. It was TE again. And that's when, you know, they started making more of a name for themselves, just them 4 originally. And then they started recruiting. By 2004, it's about 10 to 15 members by 2004. And we definitely made our mark. You know what I mean? Not to get too deep into it. Like I said, man, we older now. Ain't nobody, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but everybody was on that type of time. Whether you actually succeeded in getting one, you was definitely out here attempting to. That's just the reality of it. Everybody from the clique got it tatted on them. And we had such a, it was such a it was a vibe, not vibe. It was, I guess I'd say, I don't want to say stigma. I don't know. Basically, I need to get up in this gym and it's hot. But basically, everybody wanted to know who was from 211, because as you know, this is a predominantly blood city. So it was kind of like the audacity of us. This is how they was thinking of these niggas to be pressing that. You know what I mean? And my hood is active in general. So every time something happened, even if they wasn't from 211, everybody just assumed that it was 211. They probably thought it was 40 of us, because of how much dust niggas was kicking up, and they just assumed everybody was from 211. The homies used to tell me that wasn't from 211. Like, hey, yeah, man, I was in there with whoop-de-whoop, and the first thing they say is you from 211? Like, and I didn't had conversations with people from that side, genuine conversations off the record, to where anytime something happened in their area, they wasn't saying them 40 niggas or them neighborhood niggas. They was saying them 211 niggas did it. Whether that was the truth or not, that's how much of a reputation we had. I'm not putting no extras on it. That's exactly what it was. If you go back to the first video and you see everybody requesting Cliccs, you see 211 pop up in there multiple times. And y'all know I had to do it. Like I said, it just happened to be the clique that I'm from. And I mean, we was really like that. Is like that, but obviously older and, you know, not pressing the same agenda. But yeah, man, we had to be on this list. But that's my final click for the day. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm finna get up in this gym, and I'll holla at y'all next time. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N. I'm out.